vanished one evening while washing his feet at the stream. By morning, his lifeless body was found near the cursed hut. People remembered hearing the men laughing in the distance the night before the little boy died. Chinwe cried until her voice began to crack, but the brotherhoods walked through the village as if nothing had happened. Neighbors gathered in silence, looking afraid even to comfort her with words. They sat with her but could not console her. Mothers held their children so close, pressing their heads against their chests. Fathers looked away, ashamed of their helplessness. Everyone knew what had happened, but their fear was greater than their grief. They lived like captives in their own land, where silence was the only shield left. Nanamu, once the town crier, now led the brotherhood. His voice, once trusted for announcing festivals and harvests, belonged only to the chants in the hut. His wives now moved silently in the village. Their lives were proof of what happened to anyone too close to him. People said he no longer talks as usual, no matter who died before him. He had become a man emptied of ordinary feeling. At night, villagers saw faint firelight through the broken roof of the hut. They spoke in whispers of what burnt there, but no man dared to check. The ground around the hut grew hard and cracked, untouched by footprints. Even hunters avoided setting traps in the nearby bush. It was as though the earth itself refused to welcome steps too close to the place where skulls were lifted. The village began to lose its color. The marketplace, once filled with chatter and bargaining, became muted. Women sat by their goods with faces carved in grief. Children no longer ran across the square. Instead, they clung to wrappers, watching the ground. Each greeting carried the weight of fear, as though speaking too loudly might draw attention. Families ate in silence, bowls shared without appetite. Even joy became suspicious. If a child laughed too loudly, parents hushed them, fearing happiness might be noticed and taken away. The air felt thick, not with sickness, but with waiting. Waiting for the next body to be carried to the ground. Waiting for another skull to be lifted. The knowledge that the killers were not spirits but neighbors hollowed the people. They carried grief not only for the dead, but for the trust that had died with them. One night, the brothers stayed in the hut longer than usual. The palm wine is said to have flown until the mats were damp. That same night, 3 villagers never woke. A mother wept over her only daughter, her voice tearing through the stillness. The father carried his son's body across the compound, his legs shaking. An old man's staff leaned unused against his bed, while his chest had already gone still. People began to whisper that the deaths followed the number of skulls lifted.